Hello, welcome back. It's so good to see you. So, today's video is just going to be a random life update. I don't know. It's a ramble. I'm just telling you something that I was actually quite excited about, and then something that happened this weekend. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what happened this weekend because I posted pictures of it. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, go over to Instagram because there's pictures. Okay, so I do not have notes or little key points of what I want to talk about. So this video is probably going to be all over the place. Okay, because that's just how my brain works. That's just how my brain works. So, and also I have no idea how long the video is going to be, so it's probably going to be quite a long one. Because when I get talking, I can just ramble and blah 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 forever. So hopefully this is a very boring, relaxing video to help you drift off into dreamland. Okay, so before I get into this video, I need to take a minute to say thank you. Thank you, because I never made a specific video talking about how much I appreciate you. So, if you're wondering, what the heck is she talking about? If you haven't seen my birthday video that came out in August, maybe just ignore it. I don't know, because it was quite an emotional wreck video. Okay, if you have seen the video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I lost my bananas. And I almost didn't upload the video, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to upload it. And I'm really glad that I did, because so many people reached out. So many people. And they told me that their video, or that my video, helped them. Because you're not alone. I'm not alone with the struggles that we deal with disabilities and physical pain and just all kinds of stuff. Like I said, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, maybe you should go back and watch the birthday video in August. I don't know. Maybe just don't. But so many people reached out, and I responded to every single comment. And so many people reached out on Instagram and just poured their stories out. And I appreciated it so much, because it made me feel like I'm not alone. Because sometimes I feel very alone with my MS and my struggles and my pain. But I'm not the only one, you know. Sometimes it feels that way, you know, because I don't know anyone personally in my real life that deals with any of the issues that I have to deal with, you know. And it sucks not being able to relate to anyone. But so many of you struggle, maybe not with MS, but with other things that are very similar, you know. And my video helped you, but your comments helped me. They really did. And I don't know, it made me feel so much better, you know. And there was one comment, there was somebody who wrote me something that I had no idea was a thing, but somebody that they knew in their life was disabled, and they were able to get these pedals for their car, like special kind of pedals for their car. I don't know, so they could drive with their hands, because that was the whole thing on my birthday video. I lost the ability to drive, and it was a whole deal. Well, they sell these things that you can attach to your car that you can drive with your hand. Now there is a cheap one that's like about $100 to $150, but you have to drive with your thumb by pushing these buttons. And I was like, I really don't, I don't think I can handle that because my hands are very weak too. But there was this other thing that you could drive with where it's like a permanent thing that you attach to your brake and your gas, and it's like a stick shift thing. It's so cool. It's so cool. There's tons of videos on YouTube on how to work it and stuff, and it is on Amazon, but it's $800. $800. It's very cool that it exists, but I just don't have $800, so I'm gonna have to save up my money for that. But I know I went off on a little rant about the driving thing, but I got so much like little information and tidbit things like that from you, and I appreciated it so much. Like, you have no idea. And I told everyone individually thank you and everything, but because of this video that I'm recording today, I just wanted to put that at the very front of the video. I appreciate all of your comments and your heartfelt thoughts and good vibes and prayers and all that stuff, because good energy and prayers and stuff, that stuff actually works. I don't care if you're religious, spiritual, you don't believe in anything. Positive thinking, prayer, the vibes, those things matter, and I just wanted to let you know that I wholeheartedly appreciate it so much. So thank you. Okay, now that the gushy stuff's out of the way, let me tell you about what's been going on with me, health-wise, okay? So in that video, the birthday video, I was not doing well. That was real life. It had just happened to me, and that was my real emotions and feelings at the time. And when I was done making that video, I actually did feel better because I got it out. It still hurt, and I was crushed, and I felt like my life was just ruined, and but I also wanted to believe that the issues that I was having was a flare-up, because if you have MS or something similar to it, you know that you go through relapse and remissions, you have flare-ups, and I was so stressed in the month of August. The month of August was the most stressful month, I don't want to say of the whole year, but because February was pretty rough, but August was, I was stressed, and stress is a major trigger for MS. And I think that's what happened, because I believe that it was a flare-up. It was a major wake-up call to what my future will be, but my mom would take me grocery shopping. I got the kids registered on the bus, and it's actually really cool, the little system that the bus has, because now I get notified when they're on the bus, when they're traveling. I get notifications they're 10 minutes away, or the bus is 5 minutes away, that kind of thing, so I can track them wherever they are, which is fantastic. I still would not like them to be on the bus, but whatever. But my mom, she would take me grocery shopping and stuff like that, and a few weeks went by, and I started to have feeling back in my right foot. Not total. I'll never get total feeling back, but I started to get feeling back in my right foot, and I was walking better, and I was just like, I think I might be able to go grocery shopping by myself. And I told my mom, I was like, I think I want to try grocery shopping next week by myself. And she was like, no, you're not doing that. And I'm glad she said that, because my Walmart, ever since June or July has been going through a remodel, and I freaking hate it. Not just a rearrange of products like they do sometimes. Nope. An entire remodel where they're like redoing the walls and the fixtures and redoing the floor, all that stuff. And they're doing it while the store is open. So they're moving parts of the store around so they can get this floor done and these fixtures done, and then they push stuff back, and then they do this section. So every single time the store is just different. It's a brand new store every time, and things that should be certain places, they're not there. And that week that I was like, I think I'm gonna try and drive myself to the store. And Mom was like, no, you're not ready, especially because the store is like, whatever. And so we went to the store that week, and I felt like I was like going to die. Like I could barely walk going out of the store. Usually when I have a shopping cart, as long as I have some type of walking aid, I'm okay, but not that day. I literally had to sit on the register, like where they keep because they didn't have any seating at Walmart. I feel like when I was a kid, there was lots of benches and stuff. There are no benches now, right? Anyway, so my mom, she had bought some stuff as well, and so I just sat there, and like I could not feel from the waist down. It was like completely numb. It was really scary, and I was just like, thank God my mom said, you're not ready, So the next week she took me, and it was better, but still not fun. But the next week following, I was like, I think I can do it, but I was like, I don't know. I was scared, and I was just like, ugh. And that Wednesday, because I always go grocery shopping on Thursdays, that Wednesday, my daughter got sick, and I had given her medication, but it was the last bit of medication, and I was just like, she really needs it. And the store, like CVS and HEB, are literally 1 mile from my house. It's the second you get out of the neighborhood, they're both right there on the corners, and I was like, if I can just make it to CVS, maybe this could be like a test run type of situation, but I gotta get this medication, and I was like, so I think I'm okay, but if I can't make it out of my driveway and to the first stop sign, then I'm going to do whatever I can to get my car back in the driveway, and then I won't try it again, So I got into the car, and I was like praying hardcore. Like, I pray all the time, but like I was like, me and God were like connected, okay? I was like, come on, man. Because it was for my daughter, but also it was like a test run for me, And so I got in the car, and I was having like major PTSD from my birthday video. If you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I was praying hardcore. I got in the car. I was able to back out. I could feel my foot. I could feel the pedal. And I was like, okay, let's just breathe and take it slow and make sure that everybody is protected around me. You know what I mean? So I was like, if I can make it to the stop sign, let me make it to the next stop sign. And because there are like at least 4 stop signs before I can get out of the neighborhood, so that's push, release, so that's a real test for my foot. And I was able to make it to CVS, and it was like I was normal again, but I didn't want to get excited because I was still terrified, So I went into CVS, I got her medication, and then I left, and I was able to make it home. And when I got into the driveway, I was just like, oh my God, I did it. I was so happy. I was so happy. You have no idea. But I was also like, I was kind of scared to tell people because I did it in secret. And I was like, because I didn't want to tell anybody because I was like, people are going to get mad and yell at me, you know. But I hadn't told anyone how I was feeling and that I was able to have feeling and walk right. I was just like, I'm not going to say anything to anybody, you know. And like, I didn't even tell my husband. My husband, later when I did tell him, he was like, I have noticed that you were walking better and stuff, you know. Anyway, so I was like, as soon as I got home and I was in the house and I was like, whew, safe, you know. I was like, I needed to call my mom. So I immediately called my mom and I started out with, you know, I think I'm gonna take myself grocery shopping tomorrow. And she was straight up, no, you're not. No, you can't do that. And I was like, well, I'm able to walk better and, you know, just, and she was like, no, you're not doing it. You're not ready to drive and blah, blah. And I was like, well, actually I am, Mom, because I just went to the store. And she was like, what? And I was like, well, I needed to get medicine for Emma and like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, oh, I don't know. Walmart's terrible. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to go to Walmart. I'm going to go to H-E-B because it's right there. And I was like, I know I can drive at least that far. You know, Walmart is 4 miles down the road, which isn't that far, but still, I know I can at least go 1 mile. And after walking through the store, that would be scary, but you know. So she was like, okay, you know, but we had a plan all ready to go. She's like, if you make it to the store and you can't make it back, I was like, look, I will call you if in the morning I'm not able to do anything, and then you can take me. And if I'm able to make it to the store and then for some reason after the walking I can't make it back home, I'll call you. Dad can drop you off, you can drive me home, and then he can take you back to your house because they live right there, you know. So that was the plan. And I was like, and if I don't have any issues, I'll call you as soon as I get home anyway, just to let you know so that you can stop panicking. So she was like, okay. So the next day I went to H-E-B and I went grocery shopping, and H-E-B actually sucked because none of their stuff was where it was supposed to be anyway. So it was like, I should have just gone to Walmart. Anyway, and then I came home and I called my mom and I was like, I did it. So that, like, going to the grocery store and grocery shopping, oh, what a big accomplishment. But you don't understand, it is a big accomplishment for me, you know, especially when I wasn't able to drive, I wasn't able to walk right, like, I was in so much pain, and I was able to go grocery shopping. I freaking hate grocery shopping, but that was, like, the greatest grocery shopping trip ever. Was I in pain when I got home and wanted to die? Yep. But I did it, and I was able to feel my foot. I wasn't scared for my life. I wasn't scared I was going to injure anybody else's life. It was like, you have no idea. But I was like, I'm not ready for no everyday driving type situation. No. I was like, we'll see how it goes next week. And I was able to go grocery shopping the next week, and I was like, okay, I have a goal that I wanted to accomplish. So what I did was I made sure I was taking all my medication. I didn't skip any vitamins because vitamins with MS are very, very important. Specific vitamins trigger different things in the brain and with nerves and stuff like that. So I didn't want to miss any medication. I didn't want to miss any of my vitamins. I wanted to drink only, water, which is basically my life. I only drink water. Now I'm thirsty because I talked about water. Anyway, sorry if that was gross. I didn't mean to make noise, but you know how sometimes it is when you drink out of a bottle like this. Anyway, I'll try not to drink anymore because I know people get grossed out by that. But anyway, and I wanted to eat extremely clean. Like, I am very, right now at least, no sugar, no carbs, that kind of thing. But I wanted to eat extremely clean to try and cleanse my body and go into repair. So the intermittent fasting and stuff, I was becoming very strict about it and stuff like that, because I do know I feel better when I do that. And it actually helps, and I was trying to get to a very specific goal, which I will tell you about in a second. But because I was able to drive grocery shopping for a couple of weeks, and I was like, I have something that I really want to do, and I'm going to try my hardest to make that happen. So every year for the last 4 years, I think, my daughter, there is a play in the fall at a local theater, like an actual, not like a movie theater, but a play production type theater. And my daughter, she's an actor or an actress or whatever. Okay, it's like her. She loves it. And every year I take her to this audition. Every year she's gotten a part. Not everybody gets the parts, but she's so good. She's so good. Like, she makes these little home movies and stuff, like, and the older she gets, the better she gets as well. But it's her favorite time of year because she gets to be on stage, and there's a whole cast, and it's a whole big deal. Okay. And this year I was like, it's not gonna happen. And I told her, like, I was literally crushed, because this is the one thing that makes her truly happy. And when that thing, and during, like, on the birthday video, when that thing happened, I was like, oh no, because I was crushing my daughter's happiness and dreams, and when I started to get better, I was like, don't tell anyone. Like, I even told my husband, I was like, we're not talking to Emma about this. I don't want her to know that I'm going to get groceries on my own, because I don't want to give her any hope. But my goal was to get healthy enough and strong enough to be able to drive her to this audition. And when you take this, if you get a part, you have to go every single day for 4.5 to 5 hours for rehearsals. And then at the end of the week, there is the final show. So that would mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 6 days of driving. Picking them up from school and then taking them to the theater. Sounds super easy. Not for me, so I wanted to be the most healthy, the most strong as I could possibly be. And I wasn't telling her anything, I did tell my mom, and I was like, I'm very hopeful. I really want to do this, and I told her because she always likes to go to the show, so I was like, do you want me to get tickets if she gets a part? And she's like, yes. So anyway, the Friday before the audition, Emma came up to me and she was like, Mom, I just want to know if I'm going to be able to go. She's like, if I'm not able to go and you're not able to take me, I completely understand. But do you think you're going to be able to do it? And I was keeping it a secret because I was doing really well, and I wanted to surprise her and pick her up at school on Monday. And I was just like, I can't lie to her. I cannot lie to her. She was like, how do you think, because I was like, I really can't answer that because I don't know. And she's like, well, do you have an idea of like maybe? And I was like, well, I don't want to tell you yes or no because I don't know how I will feel on Monday, you know? And I was like, but I wouldn't get my hopes up. And she was like, but do you think? And I was like, okay, why do you keep asking if I think? She was like, because I want my teachers to be aware if I'm going to be taken out of school early because of these things, you know? And I was like, okay, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, but I'm being hopeful, you know. And I told her that I have been going grocery shopping, and she was like, what? And I was like, yes, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to give you false hope, you know, because every day is different for me, you know. And she was like, I know, I understand. And she's like, I'm so happy that you're able to drive and that you're getting better, you know. And I'm like, well, I'm not getting 100% better, but I have been trying really hard for you, you know, because I don't want to take this away from her, you know. So anyway, but she was very understanding. She was like, if you can't do it, I don't want you to feel bad. I just want you to know that I want you to get better, you know. And it was a very long, thoughtful conversation from my 11-year-old, you know. She's just so great. Anyway, so Monday comes and I'm just like, I am doing nothing the whole week. All last week, all those videos were like a long time pre-recorded because I was like, I will do nothing. I want to do absolutely nothing. I want no stress in my life. If anything comes up or pops up, we're just gonna take it. We're gonna be super chill about every single thing because I'm not gonna have any stress in my life, you know. That Monday comes, I'm able to pick her up, and she like almost started crying. She was so happy. She was like, oh my god, I get to go to the audition. I took her to the audition, and I started panicking in the audition because so many people showed up, like the most ridiculous amount of people. The theater was almost completely packed, and I was like, oh my god, because my daughter, she has always gotten a part. So I pre-bought the tickets. And then I saw just how many people showed up to this audition, and they just kept coming and coming and coming. And I was like, oh my god, because there were only a certain number of parts. Oh, I forgot to tell you the best part. The play this year was The Wizard of Oz. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time, okay? All time. I absolutely love Judy Garland. I love The Wizard of Oz. I love everything about it. I love it. And so this summer when we found out it was The Wizard of Oz, I was like, oh my god. Which is another reason why I was like, I have to get better. I have to get better. I have to get better. Okay. Also, this play was going to be her last play that she was going to be able to do because next year my daughter's going to be in junior high. Gross. Stop growing. Anyway, and school lets out way later, like at 4:45. Well, auditions and rehearsals and stuff for this is at 4:30, so I would have to take her out way earlier. And they're on a bell schedule, so she would miss at least 2 or 3 classes, you know, like for the whole week. So I'm like, no, maybe when she gets to high school or something, but when she gets to junior high, she is going to enter the theater program, so she'll still do theater, but it'll be like a school thing, not at the actual theater, you know. Anyway, so many people showed up. I was like, oh my god, there's not that many roles in The Wizard of Oz, you know. So I was like, okay, what one of my hair is just like messing with me. It's like itchy. I don't know why. My hair's starting to grow. I don't like it. I wish you could cut your hair and it just stay if you want it to be a certain way. You know what I mean? Anyway, so all these people showed up at the theater, and I'm just like, she's still gonna get a part, you know, but like so many people are not gonna get parts, you know, like usually not that many people show up. Okay. It was ridiculous. So we're going through the audition process, everything's good. And then they start having people like go off the stage. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what is happening? They were taking people off the stage and out of the audition process because they were cut. And they kept doing it and doing it. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then they stopped doing it. And then the directors were like talking to each other and like whispering behind clipboards and stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And they're like, okay, we're going to announce the cast, because it's like a special thing where you audition that day. And if you get the part, they tell you what the part is. And then you immediately go into, oh, there's a red bird. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I wish I could turn the camera around so I could show you. It is beautiful. Anyway, and then if you get a part, you do rehearsals that day, and then you get your scripts and all that stuff, you know, blah, 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 because it's a 1 week production. It's very intense. Anyway, so they started announcing the roles, and I was like, okay, those roles, there's not too many roles left. What is happening? And I was just like panicking, and I could see my daughter started to panic because she was like looking like, what's going on here? She did get a part, thank God. But she got this part that it was actually a bigger part than a lot of the cast, because it's a children's play. So they come up with other roles, like the Munchkins. There's lots of Munchkins and stuff like that. But she got this part called the Illusionist. And I wish I had the thing, because it's not the Wizard of Oz like you think it is. It's because they can't sing like Follow the Electric Road, you know what I mean, or Somewhere Over the Rainbow. They can't sing that because that stuff is like, I don't want to say copyright or something, but they have to change the songs, but it's got to be similar. It's the same story, but I don't know. Anyway, so, and it's also the Wizard of Oz. There's like a tornado and like, you know, they fall asleep and poppies, and like it's so, like, how are they gonna tell that story, right? Well, Emma got a part of the Illusionist, and the Illusionists are the storytellers. So they tell the story as the story is going on, but they also are part of the story, because you know the Wizard of Oz is like a musical, okay? So there's lots of songs and dances and stuff like that. So the Illusionists also are the story, okay? And I know you're like, what? So they tell the story. The group of illusionists are also the tornado that go around Dorothy and Toto and stuff and carry them to Kansas, okay? I thought it was actually really cool. They are also the yellow brick road. So whenever they meet each of the characters and then they sing this song, you know, Follow the Electric Road. It's some other song. I don't remember what it was, but it was some other song. There's Emma and the other illusionists are the yellow brick road. So when she's the yellow brick road, she's got this thing that goes over her other costume, and it's literally yellow bricks. It's so cool. And like the road, like the characters travel down the road, and then the road follows. Like, I don't know, it was cute and it was cool. And then you know how in the Wizard of Oz the trees are alive and they like try and grab people? Emma was a creepy tree, and she did like creepy tree songs and stuff. So she's got the Yellow Brick Road song, the creepy tree song, the storytelling, the tornado song, and crows. Like when the scarecrow was like, up there being a scarecrow, not being scary. Well, there are these crows that like come up and try and scare the scarecrow. I don't know. And then I feel like she has something else. But because she was an illusionist telling the story, she was in like every part of the story, which it was really cool. So she had like a bigger part than everybody else except for Dorothy. And because Dorothy obviously has to be in every scene, But anyway, so she starts the show, that she ends the show. It was probably one of the bigger parts that she's ever gotten. So, yeah. Anyway, she was really happy about it. So I posted pictures of it on Instagram of all her little costumes or whatever. I love the one when she is the creepy trees, because she's in all black, but she's got like these dangly things. I just think she's so pretty. I don't know. Obviously, because she's my daughter, but like, I don't know. I just thought she was so pretty in that costume. I guess because it was all black, and I don't know. Anyway, so right after the audition, she finally got a part, and I was like, whew, because that was scary. She was a bit scared, but then she didn't understand what the illusionist was, and they explained it to her, and when they explained to her that she was also like the Yellow Brick Road, she was like, "Are people gonna have to walk on me?" They were like, "No, it's a whole costume, and you're gonna be traveling with them, singing songs and stuff." She was like, "Oh, okay." But when she got her script and realized all the songs that she had to know, and like the costume changes, oh my god, so many costume changes, because she had to change into this, and then she had to immediately come back and be the Yellow Brick Road, and then she had to leave and be the scarecrow, or the crow, and then she had to come back and be the Yellow Brick Road, and then she had to be the tree, and then Yellow Brick Road, and like, you know what I mean? So it was a lot, but she was really happy with it, and she was like, if I'm gonna go out of the theater, she's like, I'm gonna go out with a bang, and this role is a bang, because she's like, I'm on that stage basically the whole time, but anyway, so the first 3 days driving up there, no big deal. Then Thursday comes. Well, Thursday is grocery shopping day. That was a hard day, because grocery shopping, because like my legs and feet were tired from the driving, already. But then I had to walk around the grocery store, and it was like, ugh, by the time I got home, like, I was starting to go numb, and I was like, oh my gosh, but I had got home so late, and then I had to do laundry, I had to put the groceries away, and I was like, oh my god, because every day I had been doing nothing, to reserve my energy and stuff like that, and with MSU, your energy depletes like real fast. You can't really do anything. You're just constantly drained all the time and exhausted. And Thursday was a very bad day. But I was just like, just breathe, just relax. I had like an hour before I had to go get the kids. So I literally laid on the couch, and I was like, I can't do anything else. I must just do absolutely nothing. And it didn't really help. I was just like, oh my god. So I was able to get the kids from school, came home, and Emma was taking a shower real quick before rehearsals, and she was like, Mom, something's wrong with the sink. And I was like, what? So I go up there, and the sink, the water wasn't draining, and like, I was like, oh my god. And so we have an issue with their bathroom sink. Everybody in the neighborhood who has a house exactly like mine has the same issue, because the AC drain line goes through the pipes of that sink, and it's constantly being clogged up or something. Everyone in the neighborhood, it's a whole thing. They designed the houses completely wrong. Anyway, so like every couple of months we have to pour like Drano or bleach down the AC drain pipe thing and the sink, just so that it doesn't do that. And we hadn't done it in a while, and my son was like, it's draining slow, and I was like, well, we'll do it this weekend. Well, we should have done it during the week, but we didn't. And then Thursday the sink got all, and so I'm stressing out, like, what is going on with the sink? I was like, don't stress, everything's fine. And my husband was coming home early that day, and I was like, oh my gosh, the sink, I'm in pain, groceries, like, oh, and he was like, everything's fine, just breathe. He's like, I will fix it when I get home, don't panic. Like, he was trying to keep me very calm and relaxed, and it actually did help. And so for that 45 minutes, I was like, no one talk to me, I just need to rest and do absolutely nothing on this couch. And that's exactly what I did. I just laid down on the couch. Ava laid on top of me. She was my little therapy dog that day. And I was able to calm down. I was able to get them to the theater, but I was in a lot of pain. So that Friday, I was like, nothing again, just full relax. I was able to do Friday, but Friday night when I was coming back home, I was like in the most amount of pain ever. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it tomorrow, because Saturday was a show, but I have to take Emma early so that she can get ready for pre-rehearsal before the final show. They have to get into their costumes, blah, blah, blah. And my husband's like, you're not driving. He's like, we will all just go super early. I'll wait in the parking lot for 3 hours. I don't care. But you're in too much pain and you can't do it. Let's just all go up there together. So we all go up there together. We get there, and I was shocked that we were able to find a parking lot or a parking spot, because the same weekend, the same day that Emma's play, it's downtown in a smaller town, it's right next, it's across the street from the courthouse and like this major church and stuff like that. And they were it was homecoming weekend, so there was homecoming parades. Actually that week there were two homecoming parades that went through Main Street, which is where the theater is. So that weekend was homecoming. Cool. And then there was Beer Fest, a Halloween festival, and also a Christmas festival, all going on downtown. And they shut down the streets. They actually cut off the shutdown of the street right in front of the theater. And I'm like, okay, so 3 festivals going on plus the theater. Where is this parking? Where is the parking going to be? But we drove there 3 hours before the show because she had to get there. And we were able to get the very first parking spot. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, right there, just keep driving straight. And he's like, but the road's shut. And I was like, do what I say, drive straight, and then there's the parking spot. And he was like, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I was like, thank God. Anyway, so I took her in, got her all ready to go backstage, that kind of thing. And then we did the play. It was fantastic. I was kind of disappointed because my mother-in-law and her cousins on my husband's side weren't able to show up. She had bought tickets, but she couldn't show up because she had a rough night. She has like restless leg syndrome or something, and she got 0 sleep that night. So she wasn't able to bring them, which I was upset about. But my daughter, she was like, that's fine. Because my parents, they showed up obviously me and my husband and her brother showed up, and then 2 of my aunts, so her great aunts, showed up, and then her aunt, my sister, showed up, which is like, what? I was completely shocked. I was like, well, because I've invited her every year for the past 4 years, and she's never come, like, what, at all. So when she showed up, I was like, what? Like, because she never responded, she never responds to text messages or anything like that. She never responded. She was just there, and she brought her daughter, so her cousin showed up, so she had people in the audience. But I was just like, I was floored that my sister showed up, because she has never, maybe she did it because it was Emma's last show at that theater for a couple years, I don't know, but I think it went really well. And there was a little malfunction backstage with the Wizard of Oz, but it was only for a second, and it was funny. It was funny. But anyway, and so we got her these flowers, and I bought her these they were roses, but they were kind of like yellow orange, and then they had red on the tips, but it looked like red blood. It was really cool, because Emma likes creepy things. And then there were these flowers that were in it. I have no idea what the flowers were, but they had these spiky balls, and then around the spiky balls they had these creepy little wavy things, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so creepy, and it reminded me of the tree creep scene, and so I was like, oh my god. And then I had them put it like in a really pretty thing, and then I was like, and then I want you to put the most amount of glitter on it. So it's bloody and creepy, but also glittery. And then they wrapped it in like this green tissue paper kind of thing, because the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, so she got a bunch of flowers from people, and as soon as it was over, I was just like, oh, it's over. And so then we surprised her by taking her out to her favorite restaurant, and her favorite restaurant is Olive Garden. She absolutely loves Olive Garden because she loves their salad, and she ate 3 bowls of the salad. Like, those bowls are huge. Like, we had salad, but we didn't have the amount of salad that Emma had. Okay. She loves salad. And then she loves the breadsticks. We got cheese sticks. Oh, because I was like, I've been so good for so long, and I'm done. I'm gonna eat all the carbs everywhere. That restaurant better look out, because I'm gonna eat all the carbs. All of them. So I still feel very bloated from the Olive Garden extravaganza, okay? But she also gets like the pizza. She really likes their pizza. I don't. I have gotten pizza one time at Olive Garden. I'm just like, I don't know what kind of pizza that is, but it's not pizza. But she likes it. But anyway, so then we have Olive Garden, and she asked, she was like, since it's my last show, can we go to like Sonic or something and get like a slushie? And I was like, we're not gonna go to Sonic. That costs so much money. It's such a waste. And she was like, oh, okay, I was just kidding. And then we showed up to Olive Garden. I was like, oh wait, did you say you wanted Sonic? We can go to Sonic. And she was like, never mind, I don't want Sonic. Because she absolutely loves Olive Garden. So that was a good surprise for her. If we wouldn't have gone to Olive Garden, I 100% would have gone to Sonic for her. But it's like, who's going to choose Sonic over Olive Garden? Like a slush over breadsticks and pasta and salad. I think Sonic... No, I don't even like Sonic. I like Sonic drinks. I do want to try this one drink from Sonic. and I saw Review Bra. What is his name? I don't know. I call him Review Bra. I know everybody calls him Review. Oh, the Report of the Week. The Report of the Week. I absolutely love the Report of the Week, and he does food reviews and stuff like that. He did this one review like last week or whatever, and it was from Sonic, and it was this new drink, and I think it was called like Witch's Brew Slush or something, and it looks disgusting. It looks disgusting, but he was like, this is actually quite delicious, and he talks all fancy pants, you know. But anyway, it looks gross, but what it is it's green apple slush, and then there are these little balls that they put in it, but they're not like boba tea or anything. It's not like gel like things. They're little balls that are filled with like caramel sauce, okay? And he's like, they're not a choking hazard because like as he was drinking them through their straws, sometimes they would like burst in the straw, and he would just get like a shot of caramel, whatever. But they very easily like burst and like disperse, you know. But so it's the green apple slush, and then you've got the little caramel balls, and then the soft serve vanilla ice cream on top, and it like kind of like melts down into the drink, and it looks disgusting. It looks gross. But he was like, it's actually really good. It's really good. He's like, I'm pleasantly surprised. And I'm like, dang, it does look disgusting, but if he gave it a good review, and like, I would like to try it. I would like to try it. I don't know if I will though, just because I have to go to Sonic. I'm not a big Sonic. I don't really like fast food, you know. And it's like Sonic's so out of the way. Like, it's right down the street, but it's like, can we put a Sonic over here on my side of the freeway? Because all the restaurants that they have on that side of the freeway, they have put over here, the fast food restaurants, you know. And I'm like, so convenient, because it's literally 1 mile. Everything is 1 mile from my house. 1 mile from my house. It's amazing. The traffic sucks. I hate people. But I love how convenient everything is, you know. So I don't know if I will try the Sonic Witch's Brew slush, but I want to. And Emma wants Sonic, so maybe. But anyway, I think that's pretty much all I was going to talk about. How long is this? It's been going on for an hour. See what I mean? 52 minutes, but still, it's like when I get to talking, I could just talk forever. I highly doubt anybody is still watching. If you are though, let's see, maybe put an emoji. What kind of emoji could you be putting in the comments? You could put an apple. Just put an apple emoji in the comments if you are still watching. Even if you're even awake though. Most people, they're probably not awake by now. But yeah, for the green apple slush. And let me know if you've tried that green apple or the witch's brew slush, if it's actually good, if Review Bra can be trusted. I don't know. I really like his channel though. I just think he's so different, but he's so funny. But if you're not paying attention, you don't know him, you're just like, this guy's weird, but he's actually freaking hilarious, and I love it. Anyway, but yes, I'm able to drive now. Yes, I'm able to drive. Yay. I have feeling in my foot. This is the greatest news. And I was able to take my daughter to her audition. She got a role, she got a part, and then we got Olive Garden. And I got to eat pasta and bread and salad. Oh, it was so good. And the mozzarella cheese stick thingies, the fried mozzarella sticks, they're those like real fat, like, they had that cheese pull and stuff. It's not like the gross ones that you see people eat on TikTok from Chili's. Blech. No, These were so much better looking, and like David took a bite and he was like, it's never, like he couldn't get the cheese to stop. I was like, just break it off and then go like that and it'll tear, you know. I actually learned that from my sister because she used to get cheese sticks everywhere, and she would break it, and instead of pulling it like this and having all the cheese rip out and then you just have the crust, you break it a little and then you take it as it's still pulling, and then you wrap the cheese around the two, and it'll snap off and then you can eat it, you know. So I taught that to my son, and he was like, oh, that's so much better. I think there were like 8 cheese sticks on there. My daughter had 1. I had 2. My husband had 1. And then my son had all 4. The rest of the 4. Because he loved them so much. I was like, just eat them. Just eat them, bro. Anyway, so he really enjoyed those cheese sticks, like, a lot. Anyway, but I guess that's all I have to ramble about. I really hope that maybe you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching.